My emotions soared high as I traversed through Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons for the second time in my life. It tells the story of two brothers on a quest to recover magical healing water for their ill father. Through their travels, they encounter a slew of different mythical creatures, beasts, warriors, and beautiful vistas, and often more mature imagery from a child's fairy tale. It's a heavy experience, but a short one, clocking in at about 3 hours, 4 if you're looking for the in-game achievements. It feels like a criminally short adventure, but it also seems about the right length of what the story is going for. Fittingly, I played through the game with my own brother on National Brothers Day, as well as on my own, because the intent of this experience is single player, as described by the on-screen messages at the beginning. That said, I think that the co-op experience, while different, worked quite well. In single player, each side of the controller controls a different brother, meaning you are often asked to complete tasks with two brothers moving at the same time. The novelty here is in having to complete basic tasks in the puzzles, moving the characters, pulling levers, climbing, etc., but using both characters simultaneously. The puzzles are designed as rubbing your belly and patting your head at the same time type of challenges, made more difficult with an occasional enemy or a time-based obstacle. None of them are very hard to figure out. In fact, the answer is usually spelled out to you from the get-go. The challenge lies in seeing if you can complete them while using both brothers. But in co-op, this is made much easier, and that novelty is lost. Now, I still had a lot of fun with it, but it was not until I returned to playing by myself where I saw a bit more challenge. This game predates A Way Out, developed by the same director, which leans in the opposite direction by actually requiring a second player. And you can see the genesis of that concept here in Brothers. Visually, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons looks quite nice. It teeter-totters between the scenery looking breathtaking and the effects showing their age. It definitely is not on the level of something pushing for hyperrealism, but you would be hard-pressed to say that it looks at all bad. It just looks older. The rain patterns crisscross unrealistically, and the shadows in particular are culprits of lighting systems from yesteryear. However, that wasn't a detriment to my experience overall, more so one I would occasionally notice. That said, the music is an artistic gem that has stood the test of time much better. It fits in well with the environments, themes, and the story very nicely. It's often very quiet, and more like ambiance, which is admittedly a safer option, but it still seems like the best choice. When the story emphasizes an important detail, the music gets cranked up to an 11 to maximize the emotional weight of the scene. Rounding out the package is an art gallery, a music selection, and even a commentary video from the creator that rolls over the gameplay, all unlocked from the very beginning. These treats were nice, and definitely something to check out because of the short playtime. Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons runs fine in both handheld and in docked mode, but more than a few times I experienced a glitch. Sometimes one of the brothers wouldn't quite grab a ledge properly and ended up plummeting to his doom. Also, it's not always made clear to you what you can and can't interact with, which encourages exploration but can also be frustrating. You can even count on each brother interacting with said object differently each time, which doubles the amount of content to be seen. Unfortunately, sometimes you can easily miss something that is worth checking out, and you will have to replay the level to reach it again. The levels are really short given the total length of the adventure, so it makes sense to revisit these areas. Of course, the linear structure doesn't necessarily encourage revisiting, so there is a bit of conflict with these elements. I already played these puzzles, and so I would want to fast forward to the areas of the segments I missed. It's a small nitpick in what is otherwise a great experience. Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, while brief, has a lot to offer thematically. It doesn't show anything mind-blowingly new, but it comes across like a beautiful amalgamation of the greatest hits from dark fairy tales. It only scratches the surface of its own potential, but the beautiful scenery, evocative music, interesting themes, and unique take on gameplay make it a definite title to check out. Thank you so much for watching, and check out NintendoWorldReport.com for more on all Nintendo coverage.